Have you ever sat down to a big salad thinking you're doing something wonderful for your body, only to feel heavy and bloated afterward? Many of my patients over 60 tell me this exact story. They proudly mix avocado with broccoli, two so-called superfoods, and then wonder why their stomach feels like a balloon. Here's what I want you to picture. Avocado brings one kind of fiber and broccoli brings another. Each is good on its own, but when you combine them, it's like inviting two energetic drummers into a quiet room. Suddenly, the rhythm is too loud, too chaotic. Your intestines start fermenting all that fiber at once, producing gas, discomfort, and indigestion. One woman I care for said, "Doctor, I thought I was eating clean. But every time I had my avocado broccoli salad, I felt miserable." When she swapped the broccoli for something gentler like cucumber or spinach, the problem vanished. Food is not just about nutrients, it's about harmony. Even good things, when piled together the wrong way, can overwhelm a body that's already working harder after 60. Sometimes the wisest choice isn't adding more, but choosing the right pairings that let your body find peace. Many people love a good sushi roll or rice bowl with creamy avocado on top. It looks healthy, it tastes fresh, and it feels like the perfect balance. But I've seen time and again in my patients over 60 that this combination often leaves them feeling heavy, sluggish, or uncomfortably full. Here's why: the healthy fats in avocado and the dense starch in rice are digested at very different speeds. It's like putting a fast bicycle and a slow wagon on the same road. They don't move in harmony. The fats linger, the starches sit, and together they can stall your digestion. What happens then? Gas builds up, bloating sets in, and instead of energy, you feel weighed down. One gentleman told me, "Doctor, every time I had sushi with avocado, I felt tired the rest of the day." When he switched to pairing avocado with leafy greens and saved his rice for meals with lean protein like fish or chicken, the difference was night and day. The truth is, it's not just what you eat, but how foods dance together in your stomach. After 60, your digestive fire burns a little slower. Giving it the right pairings is a gift of comfort, energy, and lightness. I know many of you love a fresh avocado and tomato salad. It looks colorful, it tastes refreshing, and it feels like the perfect summer dish. But here's the surprising truth: that very combination can sometimes be the reason behind your heartburn or acid reflux. Tomatoes are naturally acidic, and avocados are rich in healthy fats that slow digestion. Put them together, and it's like adding fuel to a slow-burning fire. The acid from the tomatoes lingers longer in your stomach because the fats delay emptying. For many older adults, this means irritation of the stomach lining, that burning sensation climbing up the chest, or even gastritis if repeated too often. One of my patients told me, "Doctor, every time I had guacamole with tomatoes, I felt like fire was rising inside me." When she switched out tomatoes for cucumber or leafy greens, the discomfort disappeared. Food should bring peace, not pain. And after 60, your stomach is like a garden. It needs gentle care. The wrong mix, even with healthy foods, can cause storms inside. So if you've ever wondered why that tomato-avocado sandwich leaves you unsettled now, you know the hidden reason. Many people think of beans and avocado as the perfect power combo. You see them together in burritos, tacos, hearty salads, foods that look nourishing and satisfying. But let me tell you something I've witnessed over and over with patients past 60. This mix can quietly turn your digestion into a battlefield. Here's the science made simple. Beans are rich in plant protein and fiber. Avocado is packed with healthy fats. On their own, both are excellent. But together, they call for very different enzymes and digestion speeds. What often happens is fermentation in the gut, gas, bloating, discomfort. And if this keeps happening day after day, it can even tip some people into irritable bowel syndrome or IBS. I remember one man in his late 60s. He loved his bean and avocado tacos, ate them 3 times a week. But then came the constant cramps, the embarrassing gas, the heavy belly. When we separated the 2 beans at one meal, avocado at another, his gut finally found peace. Food is not just about what's healthy on paper. It's about how it feels inside you. And after 60, your digestion asks for kindness. Sometimes that means letting good food shine, but not together, not at the same time. Think about this for a moment. How many times have you enjoyed a baked potato with creamy avocado on top, or maybe a corn salad mixed with avocado? It looks comforting, it feels hearty, and you believe you're treating your body well. But here's what I've seen with many patients in their 60s and 70s. This pairing often leaves the gut struggling. Potatoes and corn are starchy foods. Avocado is rich in fat. When starch and fat meet in the digestive tract, they slow everything down, creating the perfect setting for fermentation. and what follows gas bloating, inflammation, and for some even long-term disruption of the delicate gut microbiome. One woman told me, "Doctor, I thought my potato with avocado was the healthiest dinner. But every night I felt like a rock was sitting in my stomach." We adjusted her meal's potatoes with lean chicken avocado, with leafy greens, and suddenly the heaviness disappeared. Food should feel light, energizing, and harmonious. After 60, your digestion doesn't need extra battles. It needs balance. And sometimes that balance comes not from adding more superfoods together, but from choosing which ones belong on the same plate and which are better enjoyed apart. I often hear people say, "Doctor, I love a fresh fruit salad with avocado and oranges. It feels so refreshing, so clean." And yes, on the surface, it looks like a bowl of health. But what happens inside your stomach can be a very different story. Avocado brings richness, healthy fats that slow digestion. Citrus fruits like orange, grapefruit, or even apple bring strong natural acids. When these two meet in your stomach, it's like striking a match in a room already filled with smoke. The acid flares up, the fats hold it in place, and your stomach lining takes the hit. Heartburn, acid reflux. Even gastritis can quietly build from this innocent pairing. One of my patients in her 70s told me every morning I blended avocado with grapefruit, thinking I was protecting my heart. Instead, I felt burning in my chest all day. When she stopped combining them and ate avocado with gentle greens instead, the fire in her stomach finally calmed. After 60, digestion is like a fragile clock. It still works beautifully, but it doesn't tolerate chaos. Citrus and avocado are both good, but not together. Sometimes the healthiest choice is not about more variety in one bowl, but about harmony and timing. Have you ever tried blending avocado with milk for a smoothie, or spreading avocado on bread with a slice of cheese, thinking it was the perfect superfood breakfast? Many of my patients over 60 have, and they often wonder why such a healthy meal leaves them with heaviness, burning, or even stomach cramps. Here's why: avocado is loaded with fats, while milk and cheese are packed with proteins. On their own, they're nourishing. But when eaten together, they ask your stomach to do double duty, digesting fats slowly while also breaking down dense proteins. The result? Acid levels climb, digestion slows, and your stomach lining can get irritated. Over time, this imbalance can trigger gastritis, heartburn, or chronic indigestion. One patient of mine swore by his avocado milkshake every morning, but he came to me with constant reflux. When we separated the two, avocado with vegetables, at lunch, dairy in the evening, his stomach finally found peace. Food is like music. Each instrument has beauty, but not every note belongs in the same song. After 60, your body asks for harmony. Avocado and dairy are better enjoyed apart. That way, both can nourish you without creating a storm in your stomach. I've seen this many times in my practice. Someone tells me, "Doctor, I love a good chicken salad with avocado or steak topped with avocado slices. It feels hearty and healthy, and on the plate it does look perfect." But inside your body, the story can be very different. Here's the truth. Animal proteins like beef or chicken require strong stomach acid and heavy enzymes to break down. Avocado, rich in fat, slows everything down. When they arrive together in your digestive tract, it's like asking your system to juggle two heavy weights at once. The process slows, fermentation begins, and over time, the gut bacteria, that delicate community keeping you balanced, starts to suffer. The result: bloating, cramps, even chronic inflammation. One of my patients in his late 60s swore by his avocado chicken tacos, but soon he was struggling with persistent gut pain and irregular bowels. When we adjusted his meals, pairing avocado with greens instead and enjoying meat with lighter vegetables, his symptoms finally faded. After 60, digestion is less about piling healthy foods together and more about harmony. Good food, wrong pairings can quietly rob your comfort. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for your gut is to let each food shine. But in its own time, avocado toast with eggs, it's become the symbol of a healthy breakfast. Bright, filling, and comforting. But I want you to pause and ask yourself, have you ever felt heavy, bloated, or gassy after this very meal? You're not alone. Many of my patients over 60 share the same story. Here's what's really happening. Eggs are packed with protein and avocado is rich in fat. On their own, both are excellent for you. But when eaten together, they move through your system like two slow trains stuck on the same track. Digestion slows, fermentation begins, and your intestines can start producing gas, bloating, and discomfort. Over time, for some people, this repeated stress may even lead to conditions like irritable bowel syndrome. I recall a patient in her 70s who told me, "Doctor, I thought my avocado and egg toast was my healthiest choice. But afterward, I always felt uneasy. Once she separated them, enjoying eggs with spinach and avocado with cucumbers later in the day, her digestion improved and the heaviness was gone. Food is not just fuel, it's rhythm, balance, harmony. After 60, your body doesn't want more strain, it wants gentleness. Avocado and eggs are both good, but sometimes not together. I know tuna and avocado sound like the perfect health duo. You see it in sushi rolls, poke bowls, even in those creamy tuna avocado sandwiches. It looks clean, fresh, and full of protein. But what happens inside your body tells a very different story, especially after 60. Here's why tuna, especially the oily kind, is already loaded with protein and fat. Avocado piles on even more fat. When these two heavy hitters arrive together, your liver and pancreas are forced to work overtime, breaking down and storing more fat than they can handle. Over time, this can quietly lead to fatty liver or even inflammation of the pancreas. One man in his 60s once told me, "Doctor, I thought my tuna and avocado lunches were my healthiest habit. But soon I had strange pain in my upper belly. Tests later showed early signs of fatty liver." The simple change of separating tuna and avocado and swapping in lighter fish like cod with avocado instead made a huge difference in his health. Food should lift you up, not weigh your organs down. After 60, your liver is like an old engine, still strong, but not meant to run overloaded. Give it lighter work and it will serve you faithfully for years to come. I once had a patient who loved his fried chicken with avocado on the side. "Doctor," he said, "I thought I was making the fried food healthier by adding avocado." It sounds logical, doesn't it? Adding something good to balance the bad. But here's the hard truth. Sometimes two wrongs don't make a right, and in this case, they can actually multiply the harm. Fried foods are already loaded with unhealthy oils that strain your liver and clog your arteries. When you combine that with the rich fats of avocado, even though they're good fats, you end up overwhelming your liver. Think of your liver as a filter after 60. It's like an older engine. It still works, but it doesn't clear heavy loads as easily. Pile on too much fat at once and that engine begins to sputter. Over time, this can lead to fatty liver, high cholesterol, and circulation problems that steal away your energy and clarity. One woman in her 70s told me, "Doctor, I thought avocado fries were a superfood snack. But after a while, my checkup showed my cholesterol climbing." When she switched to enjoying avocado with fresh greens instead, her numbers improved. Food is not just about nutrients, it's about balance and mercy for the body. After 60, the question is not only is this healthy, but also can my body handle this right now? I know how tempting it looks, that creamy avocado milkshake with condensed milk or a slice of cake layered with avocado cream. It feels indulgent, but also healthy because avocado is in the mix. But let me tell you what I've seen in so many patients after 60, this combination can quietly push your blood sugar and your metabolism into dangerous territory. Here's why. Avocado is rich in fats which slow down digestion. When you add refined sugar from sweets, cakes, or condensed milk, that sugar stays in your system longer, spiking your blood sugar and forcing your pancreas to work twice as hard. Over time, this stress can lead to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and weight gain that feels almost impossible to control after 60. One of my patients told me, "Doctor, I thought avocado desserts were a guilt-free pleasure. But my blood sugar tests kept climbing." When she stopped pairing avocado with sugar and enjoyed it with vegetables instead, her numbers stabilized, and she felt lighter, more energetic. Food is not only about taste, it's about the story it tells inside your body. After 60, that story needs to be gentle, steady, and kind. Avocado belongs with greens, not with sugar, and your future self will thank you for making that choice. I once had a patient who proudly told me, "Doctor, I always eat avocado with my evening beer. It feels like I'm balancing the bad with something good." I smiled gently, but inside I worried for him. Because while avocado is healthy on its own pairing, it with alcohol is like asking your liver to fight two battles at the same time. Here's what happens. Your liver is the body's filter. After 60, that filter is still working, but it's not as quick or strong as it once was. Alcohol forces the liver to detoxify immediately, while the fats in avocado demand a different heavy kind of processing. When these arrive together, the liver gets overloaded. The result, elevated liver enzymes, fat deposits in the liver, and over time, the silent march toward fatty liver disease or worse, cirrhosis. One man in his 70s told me, "Doctor, I thought avocado with wine made my dinner fancy and healthy. But later, my tests showed my liver was failing me." When he stopped mixing the two, his numbers improved, and his energy slowly returned. Food and drink should support life, not burden it. After 60, the wisest choice is to enjoy avocado in one moment and alcohol if you must in another. Your liver will thank you for the mercy. So, my friend, after walking through all these hidden food traps, I want you to remember one simple truth: avocado itself is not the enemy. It is a gift from nature, packed with healthy fats and nutrients. But like every gift, it must be received with wisdom. It's not just what you eat, it's how you combine it, how you honor your body's rhythm, especially after 60. I've seen too many patients who thought they were eating the perfect healthy meal, only to come in with heartburn, bloating, or even silent damage to their liver and gut. When they learned to separate certain foods to give each one its own space and time, their bodies felt lighter, their minds clearer, and their energy returned. I want you to think about your own meals. Have you noticed moments when food left you feeling weighed down instead of lifted up? That's your body's way of whispering for change. At this stage of life, health is not about restriction, but about harmony. Avocado can still be your friend, just choose its partners wisely. Because food is not just fuel, it's a conversation with your future. And I want your future to be strong, peaceful, and full of life.